Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to look at fraction operations, how to add and subtract, multiply and divide fractions. First thing we're going to look at is adding these fractions. What I look for are common denominators. Because I have common denominators, that means my answer will also have a denominator of 5. I can easily add these up. So I take the 1 plus 8 and I get 9/5 for my answer. I do not have common denominators here for 1/5 plus 8/10. It'll be easier if I get the common denominators. I look at the denominators and realize that the common denominator, the least common multiple that 5 and 10 have would be 10. I need the same denominator. I can multiply the first fraction by 2 in the numerator and denominator to get a new fraction, and that would be 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. Now I have common denominators, and then I can add 2 plus 8, and that gives me 10 over 10. That can be simplified to just 1. We do the same thing with subtracting. So since I have common denominators here, I know that my answer will have 5 as the denominator. And then I will do 1 minus 8. So 1 minus 8 is going, since 8 is larger, that's going to give me a negative answer. So I have negative 7/5 as my answer. We can also write it like negative 7/5 this way. Both are acceptable. Also, 1/5 minus 8/10. We know that 2/10 from our prior knowledge is equivalent to 1/5. And we do 2 minus 8, which is negative 6. And then the denominators stay the same. From here, we can simplify this fraction because both of these numbers, the largest they can be divided by is 2. And this answer will simplify to negative 3/5. So when we multiply fractions, we can just multiply the numerators straight across, the denominators straight across. 1 times 8 gives me 8. 5 times 5 gives me 25. Pretty straightforward, right? Again, multiplying fractions, I go straight across the numerators. 1 times 8 is 8. 5 times 10 is 50. I can simplify that a little bit. I can divide them both by 2, and that gives me 4 over 25 for a simplified answer. Dividing, we have to do an inverse operation. So what I'm going to do is rewrite the problem as 1/5 and multiply by 5/8. So we invert the second fraction and then multiply. These are equivalent expressions, and it's just making the problem easier to solve. 1 times 5 is 5, and 5 times 8 is 40. And we can reduce that if I divide both the numerator and denominator by the same number. That becomes 1 over 8. There's our final answer. Likewise, I can rewrite this problem. It's easier to solve if I take 1/5 times 10/8 and multiply straight across. I get 10 over 40, which can be reduced to 1/4. They both have a 0 that cancels out.